Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim who are tuning into these videos. In this video, I wanted to read various precepts and also go into the account of Job, because we're in this walk, we're going to go through a whole bunch of trials and tribulations. Take it not strange concerning the fiery trials that are wished to try you. You're really supposed to rejoice that you're going through those situations. And as we're in this society, we barely have anything. Like, we barely have 2 pennies to rub together for heat. And, going into the account of Job is this was a man who worked a lot, and he had a lot of resources. He was rich, like actually rich, where he had wealth, land, family, and steads and people under him. And what happened in this situation is the Heavenly Father tested him. He tested his faith. He tested his endurance and his will to carry on and to trust in his name, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And you read the whole book of Job, and he brought him to his knees, but ultimately he did not sin. He did not disregard the Heavenly Father, nor adhere to what his wife was saying, like curse the Most High and die. He kept his integrity. And that's part of why we're going through these things. And this is really given to the elect, because the elect, when they hear this, they read these things, they apply it to their own lives, and then that's what really keeps them going. Other people are afraid of affliction and all these trials, but it's mandatory when you're in this ministry. No one in this ministry who's put their hand on the plow isn't going to go through some strenuous work and have sweat on their brow, metaphorically. Because in this ministry, it's about work, and it's about having faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And if you don't have that, then you're going to be discarded. But I'm going to go ahead and read this in the book Job 1, and I'm going to read the first passages a little bit just to get to the point. The book of Job, starting at verse 1, it says, "There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared the Most High, and eschewed evil." And those are characteristics that you really only find amongst the hopeful elect. We're perfect, upright, and eschew evil, all through the grace and mercies of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Even before this truth, we had a semblance of righteousness. But now that we know better, we're going to do better. And so in verse 2, it says, "And there was born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance also was 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels, and 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 she-asses, and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all of the men of the East." And you pretty much get the point, because you could read and go into it how this person basically had like everything he needed because he eschewed evil. The Heavenly Father was basically his shield, and he lifted him up because he was upright. He did right in the sight of the Lord, and therefore the Heavenly Father blessed him. That's pretty much how it goes. But then you have to also consider the fact that the Lord giveth and taketh away, that he could also put you through these trials and tribulations, so that what Satan is about to say here in this verse doesn't apply to you. All right, so let me jump into that verse. Let me find it real quick. Right here. So jumping down to verse 6 says, "Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them, Shatan, the deceiver, our adversary, an angel basically on the left-hand side to do this mission, to put spirits on people, or you, or your woman, or just things to go up against you." In verse 7 it says, "And the Lord said unto Satan," because Satan has chains that he can't disannul, like he has bounds that he can't pass. The Heavenly Father is in direct control of Satan. Satan's not just doing his own thing out here. He's literally under the commandment of the Heavenly Father. So that's kind of like, put it in the back of your mind. Think it not strange when you're going through these fiery trials. Just know and understand that whatever Satan's doing to you is because the Heavenly Father is putting you through a trial and tribulation for your betterment ultimately. So verse 7 says, "And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it." And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth the Most High, and escheweth evil? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, Doth Job fear God for naught? Hast thou not made an hedge around him and about his house, and about all that Saka says, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. And it makes me think of the precepts like in Psalms. I sought the Lord, and he heard me, and he delivered me from my fears, because he's basically who we are going to be being delivered from, because he's the one sending these things. Also, the Heavenly Father is our shield and buckler. And, this is what we have to go through to be proven in the sight of the Heavenly Father. Because he is going to bless us, but he's also going to chastise us and put us through tribulations and trials to test our faith. And ultimately, when you're going through those things, you should have the knowledge to know that that's for your betterment. And you got all these scriptures here that are written aforetime for your edification. And Job is a prime topic for that. It goes straight to it. If you read the whole book of it, you can see how the Heavenly Father humbled him, but he did not break his integrity, because the Heavenly Father was Job's shield. So let me see. I'm just going to jump down, because it goes into how he was cursed. So the Heavenly Father basically, took Satan on that bet, so that he was able to take away all of the things that Job had. And so after all of his things were taken away, I'm just going to jump down to verse 20. It says, Then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshipped and said, Naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In all this Job sinned not, nor charged the Most High foolishly. And so that's basically him passing the test. And what he was saying there is very scriptural. I believe that's in 1 Samuel also. Hannah was saying that. And that's really something you just have to understand about your morality, that the Heavenly Father is in control. And also, there is no such thing as free will. Whatever the Lord put in front of you is for you to go through. All right, let me see. So I'm jumping down to Job 2. And you could read this for yourself right here, because after Satan has tempted him, took away all of his things, Job passed, but then Satan basically wanted to do this again, or the Heavenly Father, I should say. He told Satan to go even harder, to see if his faith wasn't just on those things, but actually on himself. So I'm just going to jump down to verse 3. It's Job 2 and 3. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job? So kind of just put it in your mind, just because you go through one trial and tribulation doesn't mean it's just going to stop there. Just be prepared for your tires to pop and have that spare in the back. Whatever loss you do, turn that into a lesson, because the Heavenly Father is going to constantly put you through these trials and tribulations. And like I just said that for cars, but like this really goes for everything. Like Job, right in this chapter, in the previous chapter, lost all of his resources. In this chapter, it's going to afflict him medically. So continue on from verse 3. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High, and escheweth evil? And still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. And Satan answered the Lord and said, Skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life. But put forth thine hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life. So right here, the Heavenly Father told Satan to curse Job, but don't kill him. Just kind of, have that in your mind about what these other people, they don't understand the scriptures. Because Satan, he's got those chains on him. He's got bounds that he cannot pass. And the Lord is in control of everything. And so he basically, Job, got cursed. He got boils on his feet, wounds and all that stuff. And then right here also, importantly, verse 9, it says, Then said his wife unto him, Dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse the Most High and die. But he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of the Most High, and shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips. And so just let you know too that you're gonna have trouble in the flesh. I'll just say it like that. It's anything and everything. It ain't just your car tires that are gonna pop in this walk that you're gonna walk in. It's gonna be, think it not strange concerning the fiery trials. It's gonna be whatever. But that Job basically spoke in wisdom. The Lord giveth and taketh away. He told that to his wife, who basically had Satan on her. And that all that, he did not sin. He did not curse the Most High and die. Because he basically knew that he was being tested to an extent. He knew that his integrity was on the line, and that is something that you cannot compromise. And so when we're in this walk, we apply what Job went through. We get a lot of things, like we actually are upright, we shoot evil, and we get blessed. We get certain like amenities down here that others don't. And like we have houses, this and that, the akim, the brotherhood to fall upon. But then the thing is though, is like we're still down here paying debts and wages. We still have to deal with the daily bread. And that's what's keeping us stable. Through Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, we're not sinning, so he's still going to keep us alive. Because we apply all the things that would happen to Job and in the scriptures, like in the New Testament, all the writings of Paul, so that we have it in our mindset that we're not just ignorant of these devices, of Satan's devices. And we know that everything that's happening is scriptural. And one precept that I go into this here, especially to those who are in this ministry, because now you got Yahweh Shai's words in your minds. Now you have to adhere to those things. So you're in this walk, this is what's going to happen to you. This is in the book of Sirach 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. And of course, you could mourn whenever you're going through a situation, but a wounded spirit, who can bear? You yourself should know that if something's happening, you need to apply action. You need to apply the spirit of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai and pray. Because this basically the scriptures right here, it's like a toolbox and a kit, so that for whatever you're going through, you have in your kit what you need to do, so that you can apply to that. And you can also mourn to the brothers so that you're uplifted, because being in that down spirit forever isn't righteous. It's not what your integrity is about. Your integrity is about wiping your tears off, dusting the dust off your shoulders, and getting back up to the fight. Picking up the plow if you accidentally let it slip for a bit. Just constantly endure. But I'm going to continue on verse 3. It says, Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. And that's basically what happened to Job too. He didn't sin all of his days, and he was literally increased. Whatever he had, because he had a multitude of things, he was increased twofold at that end. And we're all going through that too. We're all basically seeking after that penny to work in this ministry so that we can live in the kingdom as judges over Israel. That's the glory that we're trying to obtain. But through that, we're going to have to go through these trials and tribulations to have our faith tested. But continue on, verse 3. Verse 4, it says, Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall. And that's basically like anything you're going through, apply patience too. Patience means to suffer. And like how Apostle Gabar says, one of the things that you learn in this ministry is the ability to apply patience to things. And like this goes to many things. Like I can't really just pinpoint one thing, but like it goes for everything. And it's not through It's due to the Lord's mercies that we're not consumed, and it's because we're doing what He told us to do, that we're keeping His end of the bargain, is that why we actually have these certain blessings, why we're able to eat our daily bread. All right, so I'm going to read a few other precepts. This is in 1 Peter 4:12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trials, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's sufferings, that when His glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. If ye be reproached for the name of Christ, Yahushua HaMashiach, happy are ye, for the Spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you. On their part He is evil spoken of, but on your part He is glorified. And in this time we're living in this current wicked society, this actually happens. People look at us, scoff and scorn, and look for any and every reason to try to come up against us. Basically just become adversaries. They're agents of Satan because we hold this doctrine and we practice it also. So like men love darkness rather than light. And our face, because we have this wisdom, our faces are made to shine. So we're basically a reproach on this society for Yahushua HaMashiach. But you have to be happy, because we understand the latter end. I'm going to continue on from verse 14 here. It says, for the Spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you. On their part He is evil spoken of, but on your part He is glorified. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters. Yet if any man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify the Most High on his behalf. That's pretty much it on that precept. So I'm going to read these other last precepts. This is in 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. Because I understand it, when the going gets rough, you got to get rougher. I'm not saying that these things, when you're afflicted, when you're put in these trials and tribulations, it's going to be easy, but these scriptures should comfort you. This should be in your mindset that whatever you're going through, that this should alleviate whatever you're going through. And whatever you're going through, this is a good and beautiful precept to apply. As is 1 Corinthians 10 and 13, there hath no temptation taken you, but such as common to man. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So just because something doesn't go your way, that doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. You still have to apply the scriptures and keep your integrity. And then if you have this in your mindset, whatever hurdle that you're going up against, really it's easier now that you know that the Heavenly Father put that hurdle there because He knows that you're able to jump over that hurdle. He didn't put it so high that it's literally nigh impossible for you to jump over. He made it just enough for you actually have to try to jump over that hurdle because He knows what you can do. And if you don't know what you can do, ask for the Lord for more blessings. Ask Him for wisdom, and you'll be able to jump that hurdle with ease. And then so this precept right here in Philippians 4 and 13, quick precept: I can do all things through Hamashiach, which strengthen me, because that's where the strength comes from. We ask for Him all of these things that we need. And ultimately, anytime you're put in a situation, that's the Heavenly Father seeing if you're going to ask Him to get you out of those situations too. All right, so I'm going to read these last precepts. Isaiah 55 and 6, it says, seek ye the Lord while He may be found. Call ye upon Him while He is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and He will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for He will abundantly pardon. And yes, that's what you have to also have in your mind, the sure mercies of David and the pardon they were receiving in this ministry. And the last precept I want to read is in Proverbs 24 and 16. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. And so you want to be like, if you're in whatever situation, you fall, get back up, dust yourself off, and continue on in the ministry. But with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Kodash, Shalom Akim.